we got to follow our convictions, that we can't just stop doing what God's called us to do just because there's some fire and just because there's some heat. And I'm just compelled. And I know that realistically, I'll end up back in there. But that's why even with these conditions, they've set me up for failure. So, let the Lord's will be done with this, and I'll do what I have to do.
Angelica Toy reporting for Rebel News in Calgary. Shocking news hit late Monday evening as Pastor Derek Reimer walked out a free man from the Calgary Remand Center. Well, not entirely free, as he does have a set of bail conditions. Pastor Derek Reimer runs Mission 7 Ministries in the core of Calgary, where they feed, clothe the homeless, and help those with drug addictions. They've been working on the streets for over half a decade and have made a meaningful impact in the city. The Calgary pastor from Mission 7 Ministries has been in remand since Thursday after being arrested on multiple charges after protesting a drag queen story hour at a local library. A video of this protest went viral. It shows an altercation which led to charges against the pastor, including several charges including mischief and causing a disturbance. In this video, you see parents who were in attendance with their children shoving Derek out the door and to the ground. No charges on these folks have been made at this time. The focus by the Calgary mayor and law enforcement is to crack down on Derek as they see the altercation motivated as hate speech, which seems to be the worst crime of the land in the city of Calgary. The mayor, Jyoti Gondek, took to Twitter Sunday morning to promise police crackdown on those who spread lies and hatred against drag performers. When it comes to pastors or people speaking in opposition to children at these events, folks have expressed that there needs to be a fine line in establishing the difference between targeted hate slurs and quoting the Bible. Otherwise, we begin to face religious discrimination and a suppression of religious freedom alongside free speech.
We had a drag brunch. Unfortunately, some members of our population thought it would be a good idea to protest this event, which is, I'm just going to use my opinion, a horrible thing to do.
A Monday morning bail hearing resulted in the pastor remaining behind bars until at least March 14th, after his lawyer informed the court he would be unable to comply with conditions of his release. That would require him to stay away from LGBT events and a number of other conditions that, due to legal reasons, at this time we may not disclose. It's not clear at the time of the publication if lawyers for the pastor and the Crown were able to negotiate the conditions of his release. The story is still developing, and we will continue to chase the story and update you as it continues to unfold. Derek Reimer's battle is not finished yet. The Democracy Fund is helping Derek fight his legal battles. If you would like to help out, you can do so by making a tax-deductible donation under savepastorderek.com.
Hey everybody, Derek Reimer here, just getting released from the Calgary Remand Center. We got some garbage conditions, which I'm not happy with, but my lawyer, Ben Allison, is going to fight these in court. We got a hearing coming up, I think it's March 14th. We're going to make a bail hearing to challenge these conditions that are so strict that they're just setting me up for failure. But just stay tuned to see what's going on. Please keep praying for me, standing with me. I appreciate all your support, and we're just taking it one day at a time now.
Monday morning, it was our understanding that you were to remain in jail until at least March 14th. What changed that you were released the evening of your bail hearing?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to clarify. I was able to be released Thursday around midnight. I was granted bail, but the conditions were unreasonable and I wasn't comfortable with them. So I decided not to sign. So I stayed in willingly. The officer there said that has never happened before. Like, nobody doesn't sign. There was one instance in his career where a guy was homeless and he had nowhere to go. So this was unheard of. But I didn't, again, feel comfortable with that. So I stayed in the weekend. There was a situation that required medical attention and the jail couldn't provide that medical care for me. I asked when they could take me because they had to take me to an outside hospital. And it just wasn't soon enough, as this was a time-sensitive issue. So I just made the tough decision and I just signed my bail papers. And that's why I was released yesterday at around 4 o'clock.
And what was the experience for you in jail? What were some of the things going through your head?
Yeah, it was 22 hours in a cell with another guy. And in that cell, there was no books, no TV. There was actually a radio. And it was funny how I heard that the Southwood Library drag event or pervert grooming hour was canceled due to, exposing darkness and our movement. And they were listing my charges and what happened to me. But I was laughing in jail, thinking how even from my jail cell, we're still canceling events. So, praise God for that. But yeah, just in my cell, I was just praying a lot and just seeking God's wisdom and counsel for the next move. And when I'm on my break, my hour break, we had 2 of them a day normally, just to get on the phone, try to acquire my phone numbers and information for people to just to connect, to have a voice, to leave statements, and just to keep everybody up to date. So it was always like I had a mission, I had a game plan. I had to formulate that every time I came to my cell, just to keep my mind in the game and just to keep motivated and just to keep moving forward.
To my understanding, there are some bail conditions that, due to legal reasons, we will not be making known to the public. But what's next for you? Are you going to continue to fight from where you can?
Yeah, so I'm frustrated with these bail conditions, as I'll just kind of vaguely state they're preventing me of doing my God-given calling, my conviction, or at least one of them, my ministries. And so as of now, we are planning to continue and to strategize and to plan our organization. We are talking and about what is, upcoming events and how we're going to go about it. But, the conviction is the same and it never changed. And like I said, the reason I signed out was I had to take care of myself. But that burning desire to do God's will and that disgust I had at Thursday night with these bail conditions, I still have the same feeling towards that. And I don't have a choice. I have to move forward. I have to continue on with my calling. And I just want to also say too that I just want to encourage other pastors and other Christians. We got to follow our convictions, that we can't just stop doing what God's called us to do just because there's some fire and just because there's some heat. And I'm just compelled. And I know that realistically I'll end up back in there. But that's why even with these conditions, they've set me up for failure. So, let the Lord's will be done with this, and I'll do what I have to do.
The mayor, Joy T. Gondek, locked you up for practicing free speech and religious freedom. If you could say something to the mayor, what would you want her to know?
Yeah, I refer to you as a wicked witch of the West, and I stand by that. And I'm not backing that off just because you throw me in jail. You're a bully and you're a tyrant, and you want to be in the seat of this dictator of you're going to say what protests are allowed and what protests aren't, and what is truth and what's information, what's disinformation. And who are you to make such claims? And we're not backing off of this, and we're not slowing down. And like I said in Facebook posts, like I've said in recordings, 2023 has just started, and so have we, and we're going to continue.
Thank you for joining me today. Stay strong and stay free. For Rebel News, I'm Angelica Toy.
And you can help me at savepastorderek.com. Rebel News has been collecting donations to supply a lawyer for me, Ben Allison, that's been doing a terrific job. And if you want to learn more about the ministry, it's at mission7ministries.com. And my email is derek@mission7ministries.com. Thanks so much, and please keep praying for me.